You mind? What? Oh.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Prototype. The infected sure seem to be going strong still, but we're making some headway because we captured one of the leader hunters last time. So hopefully we can learn something from him. But first it's time for more upgrades. We're running out of them, because now we're getting into the combat, and as you can see, we have 4 Devastators to still buy. We'll be getting some of them right now. But first let's start with cleaning up our hand-to-hand with the air combo. This is the follow-up to the uppercut launcher, the true follow-up, which is just 3 light attacks. It makes everything clean. Now, I was kind of in a debate about what Devastators in order to get, because, well, we got 3 air. Was I going to do 3 of them? Well, let's at least get 1 of them. The Tendril Barrage Air Devastator. This is one I actually don't use all that often, even though I just use, like, the ground Tendril Barrage. It just doesn't seem to be that useful to me all that much, and to me it doesn't seem like it does enough damage. Now we might as well get one of the last new Devastator that we haven't gotten yet, the Critical Pain Devastator. This is what the Palm Slam turns into when you're in critical mass mode. Just makes this huge column of stuff come out of your Palm Slam, which is incredibly damaging, actually. So let's see about getting some use out of them before the next mission. Thing is, I never actually pointed this out, but whenever you actually start a new game or load up a game, you usually start at about half health. So this usually means that you're going to be consuming people left and right in order to get up to critical mass. Not that difficult, but hey, get into my train of consumption. Alright, so let's start with, because we're in critical mass, let's begin with some critical pain. That has to be painful, whatever just happened.
We're negative on contact, all points.
I'm sure you are, but you better be aware of my 360-degree Tendril Barrage. That's the main advantage of Air Tendril Barrage, is that it covers all degrees. Above and below you. And finally, let's get some hand-to-hand going. Uppercut, and then the air combo, which doesn't really look great in the tree. And also incites some guys, and that's not what I wanted to do at all. And of course, when military are around, you can't do it to civilians, so I can't just simply show this. And then the tanks start rolling in. I wish I could uppercut a tank. I wish, but I can't. As that streetlight goes by. Here you are. Almost. There we go. There's already so many hits in the uppercut launcher that the air combo just doesn't seem to be that much of a help. And as the strike team comes in, we might as well get out of here. On to the next mission.
The The leader hunter I've examined is only resistant to your assimilation abilities. You need to weaken it first. It has 2 brains and 2 spinal columns. Break both backs, and it enters a recovery state. During this time, it's vulnerable to consumption. Strange. This almost seems like an adaptation to your methods. Use the leader we've captured. Subdue and consume it. Then find and consume the one who took Dana. It should reveal her location.
You ready for another match with the leader hunter? I know I am. Fortunately, though, there is actually no fight. You can just simply consume him at any time. However, do remember that the leader hunter is extremely dangerous. Yeah, but what are we gonna get by consuming him? The leader hunter can speak, and also give us the ability of infected vision. This ability is just odd to me, but apparently for the purpose of this mission, it's gonna come in handy. It's the second and final vision ability that we get, and like thermal vision, it doesn't really have much point. It has a little bit more of a point than thermal vision, simply because of this mission alone, and nothing else. So what does infected vision really do? Well, it gives us another filter, but highlights something interesting. It highlights carriers of the virus, of the infection. Not that they are actually showing any symptoms, they're just kind of in the recessive genes. You consume these guys, and for the purposes of this mission, of course, is that they connect you to the infected hive mind. Doing this will actually somehow help us locate the leader hunter that took Dana. I don't know how, other than the fact that once we are actually fully connected to the hive mind, we're able to find whatever we need that is convenient. It does drain over time, so we have to keep finding guys, and this is just baffling. Elizabeth Greene is infecting the military. This is pretty much the sentence that pretty much says that Elizabeth Greene is still doing things. I don't know of any evidence to back this up in the previous missions, so this is just the story saying, hey, Elizabeth Greene is actually still important.
Something. I'm tuning in. These things seem feral, instinctive, but organized. A hive mind. If I can tap into their stream of thought, then it's possible I could find Dana. Maybe Elizabeth Greene.
So infected vision, I feel, could be actually a really cool ability to have if they really focused on putting actual detail into it. It seems like a very rushed job. Seeing as, well, there's only this... I think it's only this one mission where infected vision is helpful. There may be one other down the line. I know there's a plot point that uses it, but other than this mission, you're not going to be seeing any more of it. So, it points us to this military base because there's tons of carriers around here. Nice and shiny carriers, and there's also detectors, which is why I'm getting away. All we're doing is collecting all the carriers and consuming them in order to get our meter to the max. And also playing ring around the rosy with this guy. The easiest targets are usually around the perimeter of a base, such as here.
So many minds at work. All talking, all dying.
Anyone see it? Anyone goddamn see it?
And there we have it. We have a connection to the hive mind. We know where the leader hunter is because we are now fully unlocked, and also infected vision is fully unlocked, and that's in big quotes. We're now able to see through the eyes of the infected, so we're able to see who carries the infection, and it pretty much does the same thing as thermal vision.
He is. That's too bad for him.
So as you can see, now that infected vision is fully unlocked, we can see ourselves, the infected, we are able to fully be discernible in this vision, but then we have these guys who are like partly infected, but not completely, and this doesn't transfer to civilians, which I can kind of understand if they didn't have enough time in order to do all of the, that is some detail in order to do, but it would have been cool to see each individual person who shows up on the map, who is infected and who isn't, and by how much. Apparently there's also a contradiction in terms of the manual versus what is said in-game about the infected vision. Apparently in the manual there's something about saying that the infected vision shows the infected what is a threat. But then it just makes everything way more confusing than it should be. It's not a great ability to use. Now, straight in the middle of our path to the leader hunter that took Dana is our wonderful meat building again. Surrounded by infected. Oh, hey, guy, come on. Get out of the infected zone. You shouldn't be here. You're coming with me. I am technically saving your life. You need to get away. Far, far away from here. Bye. Perfect.
I can feel it. I'm close to the one that took Dana.
Speaking of the leader hunters, it's surprising how much Ragland actually knows about them. And now that we actually know that they have 2 spinal columns and whatnot, you can kind of see how they look now a little bit more detail. The leader hunters actually look really cool in terms of design, having one mouth on the back of their head and the regular mouth. And we might as well use our new abilities to some use. And one cool thing about the air tendril is the camera angle that you do get for it. The air combo really doesn't work because you can't uppercut the leader hunter very well. But why should I go one-on-one, toe-to-toe with the leader hunter when I'm outside and there's things like helicopters around? Let's go hijack that and use it against him. It makes fighting leader hunters a bit trivial, but this one is also rather interesting because he loves perching on this roof. He never leaves it, and if he does, he comes back up. But yeah, now that we know how to get rid of these leader hunters, let's consume this one and see where Dana is.
Strike team support, urgent.
Strike team is mobile. Ground teams find cover and await clearance to evacuate.
That is quite a noise.
Command is authorizing strike.
Dana. She's in there.
That's confirmed here, Command. You're gonna need something heavier to pierce this exterior.
coming your way. Pull back to the fireball perimeter and await reinforcements.
If the Black Watch have hardware that can crack these hives apart, I could use it to reach Dana. Let's check it out.
Yeah, let's check it out indeed. Really, there's not a lot of questions I can ask after this one because, well, finally some points are starting to converge back into the things that kind of make sense. It's really good because now we have a specific goal. So next time, what we're going to do is head over to Blackwatch and see what kind of firepower they're packing in order to get into that giant building over there. And I trust you, it's going to be really powerful, really cool. See you next time, everyone. The Artery Clogger. I'm very glad I found this one, because everything is deep fried in this place. Oh, it's so good. And it's burgeretic, and I don't really know what that means, other than the way it should be.